to the Quad.
It was the Quad.
It was the Quad Podcast. It was a podcast
It was
smash.
the Quad
It caught on in a flash.
Podcast.
It was the Quad
It was the
Podcast.
Quad
It was the Quad Podcast.
Podcast.
It was a podcast
It was the
smash.
Quad
It caught on in a flash.
Podcast.
It was the Quad Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is the Quad with Chris Young. As always, we got Haley the Bear.
Back to who the Bears look like this week.
Producer Josh.
Just off the couch, Josh Gleave.
I love that intro. It was so good. And he is not looking at the camera because he is driving. No, don't do that.
We do not condone video and driving.
Yeah. We're basically just getting you for audio, Ryan. Do not address the camera, please. Stop it. Stop it right now. Ryan from Miami.
And on the road again, Ryan from Miami. By the way, 10-2, right? That's what we're supposed to do, 10-2. So
There
looking
you
straight
go.
ahead.
Proud of you. Lots to talk about this week, and quite possibly one of my least favorite horror films I've ever watched.
It was brutal.
We'll get to it.
It was actually, you know what? No, we're gonna start there. It's spooky season. Let's start with the movie. Let's go. Movies. So
Ryan, did you see it?
I did, actually.
whoa,
We all
hey.
saw the
And I
movie.
did. And
Um,
I did.
I did not.
It was frightening and unentertaining. No, what?
I
What?
was supposed to see it Saturday night, but I ended up having to work a double, so I didn't get to make it. And then I was sick all day yesterday, so
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound a little nasally.
Feeling
so I'm
better?
Sorry.
You
I
feeling
feel better.
bro?
I just got all the congestion that's left.
I feel like that's been going around. I think
It
it's
has.
allergy season, is it not?
It is very bad allergy season. I had mine last week where I was just like really stuffy and like could not. I finally just had to get in a really, really hot shower for like 45 minutes to just get. I was like, I have to be able to sing today, dang it. Like I can't sound like I'm singing straight through the top of my head and through my nose only.
Mm-hmm.
But it is. It's allergy season. It's the changing of the seasons. It's finally getting cold here, which I am very excited for. I'm sure Ryan and Haley hate it, but
I'm here for it. I
I'm
love
here
it.
for it. Yeah.
I'm in.
Let's go.
Fall
A
Fall
fun,
boys.
A fun
Hey,
reminder.
it was 67. It was 67 in Florida today. That's cold. So
Okay.
it's cold here in Florida too.
Good news. That means it's hoodie season.
Let's go. Speaking of,
Speaking
Yes.
of hoodies, we still got these black and green, the Quad with Chris Young hoodies, and then the pink and white. So go check them out.
Definitely go do that. Where do they go do that at?
The link on Shopify that is on our Instagram page.
There you go. If you go to the Instagram page, there is a link on Shopify. And if
And
you're
on my
wondering
page.
which one it is, it's the one that I follow.
Yeah.
So
It's on our YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel too. If you go to YouTube, in our every description to the podcast, there's a link to our Shopify in there as well.
So yeah, if you're looking for a sweet hoodie to cop as it gets colder, go
very,
grab one.
Very comfy, very soft on the inside.
All right, back to the movie, The Exorcist Believer. I was going to say you could use this hoodie to hide in at the theater if you're watching a scary film, but we didn't watch a scary film.
Yes, we did. For the record.
The Exorcist Believer, rated R, 2023, horror supernatural, 1 hour and 51 minutes. This is a long description. When his daughter Angela and her friend Catherine, and actually it's not. So this is one of those tricks where it's like it just ran out.
sentences.
Yeah, it just ran out of room for like the number of characters, and there's like a down button, and I clicked the down button. It was like
period.
4 more words.
Yeah, the period.
Yeah. When his daughter Angela and her friend Catherine show signs of demonic possession, it unleashes a chain of events that forces single father Victor Fielding to confront the nadir of evil. Terrified, what a word. Terrified and desperate, he seeks out Chris McNeil, the only person alive who's witnessed anything like it before. This is at 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm very sorry for Ellen Burstyn for how they did you in this film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming.
Yeah, right. Like, it wasn't in every promotion for the movie they possibly did. Like, hey, look, this is the sequel to this other franchise you like. You should go watch it. And it's got one of the original characters who won an Oscar for it. And wow, they just did her dirty. She popped up for basically like 5 seconds in this movie. You want to hit the spoiler button? Because
Time for some spoilers.
first of all, like the beginning of the movie is pretty much Leslie Odom Jr. and Lydia Jewett. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Who's Angela and Victor. And then Ann Dowd comes into the picture, and she's like their nurse after, not going too spoiler territory into it. After
She's the neighbor, right?
Yeah. Conveniently enough, she is not only the nurse in the ward where both of the little girls end up, but also the neighbor who also happens to know someone who's dealt with something like this before. And there's like at least good pacing for like the first 35 minutes, right? There's world building, there's pacing. And then all of a sudden, because his neighbor says so, he just goes and finds this woman that he's never met before. Just like it was like all of a sudden they realized, oh crap, we have to do something exciting. And so the little girl goes from like overnight being completely normal to the same day now she is fully possessed. There's like no build up to that whatsoever, and then he goes and finds this woman, which is basically just a reason to shove the old film into the new film, and it made no sense. Like, I would rather they have not touched it at all and just left it out. So to me, this is a hard pass. I will never watch this again.
So you're saying I didn't miss much?
You didn't miss much.
Ryan, what'd you think?
As he goes through a period where he doesn't have
it showcases how much things have changed in 50 years, no? Because, oh boy. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
now we got you. Go ahead.
All right. It showcases, right, just how things have changed in the last 50 years, especially with this film in particular. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the 1970s.
This is going to be very interesting to try to get an answer from him as he's going through different places. This is always the danger with having someone who's operating remote,
especially through
when they're
middle of nowhere Florida,
in a vehicle trying to do a podcast. But we were trying to attempt to make it work. So we'll check back in with Ryan in a minute. But Josh, go ahead. Like, what did you think about this film?
So as we all know, I hate scary movies. However, I don't mind demon possession movies because growing up Catholic is the scariest thing you can possibly do. So it was fine. It was fine. There wasn't any beats in this that were unpredictable. It was like, oh, the girls are going to start acting weird. Oh, I bet they start, spoiler, telling secrets about people. Like we all saw that coming.
Right. Yeah. That's every possession movie.
Every
whatsoever.
possession movie. The highlight for me, to be honest, is the very end of the movie with Ellen Burstyn and Linda Blair as the nod to the original from 50 years earlier. Like, it is cool that it's actually both of them from the movie.
And you know me. I love when they
Like a
nod,
callback, yeah.
when they call back to another film, but this one just felt forced, man.
The payoff wasn't there. Even the choosing which girl lives and doesn't, like, wasn't really explained. It also wasn't really explained, was the possession, did that happen in Haiti at the very beginning on the baby?
Or did it happen in the woods?
Or did it happen in the woods? Like, when did this happen? Did it manifest in the woods, but it happened in utero? Like, there's just so many questions that don't have answers. And I don't think it's cut and dry with demon possession that
Is this not the first in a trilogy? Aren't they supposed to have a trilogy, like a trilogy sequel, if you will?
I hope not.
Like featuring
They're
Leslie
supposed to
Odom?
make 2 more of these. Yeah, they're supposed to make 2 more of these.
Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, what was? Let me look up the box office on this.
Probably not great.
I mean, here's the thing: when you make these type of films, because is James Wan involved with this one as well?
I don't remember. Blumhouse was. I think it was Jason Blum.
Oh, okay. Not Judy Blume. Not to be confused with Judy Blume.
Completely different tone.
Oh, we didn't do the poll.
We'll get to it after this. We don't have to interrupt this for that. So yeah, it is made it's made money, but
isn't that the genre? The genre doesn't really make a ton of money, does it?
well, so here's basically from Collider.com what they're saying. It's earned $44 million domestically. It had a 58% drop week to week. So this is in 2 weeks. The overseas money is always interesting because the number they're giving is 84 million, but it was 40 million overseas and 44 million in the States. And it cost 30 million to produce. So you figure they've got about 60 million into it, right? You sort of, that's the rule of thumb for anybody out there that doesn't know. It's not always true, but like simple dumb math is like, if they spent 30 million on it, it's probably somewhere between 20 and 30 million to advertise for it, unless they went like low res advertising budget, which they've done with a lot of horror films, but they did not do with this one. That was not how this was marketed. So I don't know exactly what the marketing costs were, but let's even cut it down and say it's 15. So you get 45. So you basically earn your money back in the States. And the money that comes from overseas is not really equivalent to what you make in stateside income.
Yeah. So they made money, but it wasn't a massive
They've made money. And it says, none of the Exorcist sequels have been able to live up to the landmark performance of the original film, which that film grossed a then record $440 million worldwide.
Different time.
I do believe that was the highest grossing like horror/Halloween genre film ever.
Yeah. Which, funny you'd use the word Halloween. By the way, Ryan, did you like this movie while we have you?
I did not like the movie. I thought it was kind of cheesy to end as well, where it was like, oh, the only way we could beat evil is together. Like, that was cheesy as hell. And I don't know how on earth they're going to make 2 more of these films for a sequel and a trilogy. I have no idea how they're going to do that. I did not like this film. I don't like scary movies to begin with. So the fact that you guys forced me to watch this, because I am deathly afraid of anything that has to do with paranormal activity or exorcisms, because I believe that stuff is real. So thank you for that, by the way, number one.
All right.
Unanswerable question.
Hang on. I just found some more interesting. By the way, again, this is on Collider.com. I'm using their site. So this was the first thing when I researched that it pulled up on the internet. And it's Universal reportedly shelled out $400 million to the rights to the franchise alone.
Oh.
So they're going to be making
making a couple more
Exorcist films.
But that also includes the original, does it not? Like you're purchasing the original to that.
No, the rights to the franchise.
Rights to it, just to name it Exorcist, naming rights.
They
goodness.
are free to monetize beyond theatrical films, which I'm sure they will do. But you guys are right. The Exorcist Deceiver has already been dated for 2025.
2020, yeah, 25, right? Yeah.
Oh, so she didn't. So the demon's still there, maybe. Believer, deceiver.
Or maybe we get the answers to the Haitian question, which did it happen in the woods or did it happen in Haiti?
Maybe. All right, so it's believer, deceiver. What do we think the third Ever is?
Reliever. They bring in the reliever.
The reliever.
Believer.
Believer.
Oh, no.
Justin Bieber is in it.
Oh my God! It's Bieber. It's Bieber who is basically going through an exorcism. I would watch that.
That would make money for sure. Unanswerable question: If the demon and or the possessed had enough power to kill the priest, why didn't they just kill everyone else in that room?
Taunting, more taunting.
They probably, someone would explain it from like they would be like, oh, we brought in a demonologist, and the reason that the demon hasn't killed everyone is because they really want to hear from what it has to say, and they want to save the girls. And the only way to save the girls is to keep it alive, and it knows that, and so it's just trying to wait it out so it can make people suffer as much as possible.
Sure. But,
Yeah, I mean, look, you said.
Sure, but if you can kill people just by looking at them and turning your head, like maybe just clear out the room and then unhook yourself and go about your day. Do demon things for the rest of the
Go
day.
about your day.
Do demon things for the rest of the day.
Just go slay it out, girl. Slay it out.
Go back to the woods. I don't know what demons do.
Uh,
Make some popcorn. I don't know.
So can we do Saw then, finally?
Oh gosh.
Yep.
I thought we were going to do the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie. No?
Absolutely. I know
Okay,
I thought that was
look.
next.
This is overdone. Let's move on.
I know that's a horror
joke
film,
that
but-
joke is played out. Just because Haley's like the one person that not a fan. But
I'm not.
actually want to see it, though.
There's a lot
Okay.
of people that are not a fan.
okay, we're moving on from this. There's no reason to keep going there. Thanks a lot, Ryan. The one thing Ryan can interject from his car ride.
Highest grossing tour of all time. There might be
no
more
big deal.
fans than.
No big deal.
Then
Oh,
not.
by the way, this was
People
the
are
thing.
selling-
Hang on, stop talking about it, Ryan. Just leave it alone. I said leave it.
No.
It's leave it. It's like me talking a puppy. No, leave
Dog.
it.
I'm like Porter.
No, he doesn't listen. That's when he starts chewing faster. He does listen. He's a good dog. This movie reminds me a lot in the things that I thought it didn't necessarily nail. The Halloween recall.
Oh, the newest one from
Were they? Well, no, I'm saying when they brought
Jamie Lee Curtis back.
Jamie Lee Curtis back. They treated that with like the touch that it needed. Like there was a reason for her to be there, and it was kind of centered around
Unfinished business.
unfinished business. And I liked that, and I wanted to get that from this movie because I liked The Exorcist. I told you that, and I just didn't. I didn't get it from this.
Ellen Burstyn didn't see it coming.
Okay.
Nailed it. Do I have to have seen? I saw Saw 1. Do I have to have seen the other 2 through 9 for this to
No.
matter?
I haven't seen all of them.
It's around the same idea.
We trap people. We kill them.
You want to play a game?
You want to play a game?
Yeah.
We
By the way,
trap and we terrorize people. It's basically an escape room in a movie. is what it
The
is.
worst escape room of all time.
these are obviously Halloween horror themed. So if this isn't your type of movie, that's totally okay.
Go watch Hubie Halloween.
Do not
Do
do
not
that to
watch
yourself.
that movie.
Do not do that to yourself.
Go watch Hocus Pocus.
There you go.
Much better.
Not Hocus Pocus 2. That was atrocious.
I didn't see it.
It was real bad.
It was bad.
I didn't see it. All right. What was the poll from last week? It was
Was this grape?
Mustard.
No, mustard.
Yes.
Did we figure out grape versus strawberry? Didn't we have to put that one up too?
Yeah, he put
We did not. That will be a late poll that we'll put up today.
so he didn't put it up last week.
You
late
said
poll.
you were doing it.
Yep. Well, that's what. Yep.
There's no point. There's no point in putting it up at this point. Don't worry about it.
We all know it was grape.
Yeah.
It's
We all knew.
definitely strawberry. But anyways, the winner of the mustard with 45% is French's yellow mustard.
Let's take our victory lap.
Second place was honey mustard with 31%.
Yeah.
Third place was spicy brown mustard with 21%,
Yeah.
and with a whopping 3%.
your
grain
pick of
mustard.
whole grain mustard. I knew that wasn't going to do well.
No,
way.
I know.
It's just from a texture perspective for a lot of people. I never realized until like last week, I guess, just how much texture bothers some people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't like creamy soups. It's a
Why
weird
I can't
texture.
do cottage cheese. I
So
can't
you
do
don't like
cottage
tomato
cheese
bisque?
because-
Don't like tomato bisque.
You're almost did it.
Oh, we're safe.
Oh, we're safe. Oh man, I've never done that before.
Nope.
Oh man,
You are
That's a
missing
really,
out.
that hits his heart hard.
Hoof knew I
Hoof
liked I like tomato bisque that much, but me.
very
Okay.
self-revelatory right now.
Yeah, let's go to music.
Music.
Oh man! All right, Young Love and Saturday Nights. I'm going to continually go back to the well on this one nonstop, but it's out there. Make sure you go stream it, check it out. Got a chance to play in OKC this weekend. Out in the park, the count that they had was 15,000. I'm questioning that a little bit.
It wasn't the zoo, was it?
No.
Have you played that stage?
Yes, and actually, every single person that I told them I played outside, they were like, "Oh, were you at the zoo? Were you at the zoo?" Which, by the way, in a vacuum, not knowing what the zoo is, that sounds really weird.
Yeah, it's a wonderful venue. It's just in the middle of a zoo. Heck yeah.
No, this was Scissortail Park. That's over there by the basketball.
Are there
area.
animals? Like, no, you can't just drop. Are there animals running around? Like, are there like monkeys? Like,
They don't let them loose,
apes in
Ryan.
cages? Like,
I
what's
don't know if
going
you've
on?
never
Like-
been to a zoo before.
Ryan,
Even
it's,
the animals have to buy tickets to the show.
Ryan, it's not Jurassic Park, okay?
I don't know. Like you get to hang with a chimpanzee and listen to a show. You know, like I think that'd be pretty cool.
No.
I can't.
No. There's just an amphitheater in and around the zoo area.
Yeah. No, this is not that.
Can you see the animals watching the show as you're performing?
You
That'd be
cannot.
cool.
Anyway,
You can hear them.
my point being, it was pretty cold. The cold front came through there first, obviously, on its way east, and it was like I've got one photo of the crowd where I don't think there's someone not wearing a hoodie, or like I wore a hoodie on stage.
Great night for merch.
Oh man, it was fantastic though. Like I was supposed to play for 90 minutes. I played a little bit over what I was supposed to play. People were shouting out stuff. I was starting to play it. I did a couple extra that I don't normally put in the set. It was a really awesome crowd. So huge shout out to everybody that was at that show, because me and the band had a great time. It was just an incredible night. And you know, you have to be grateful for nights like that because, one, people bought a ticket to see you play. Always be grateful for that. But two, when it's cold like that and it's late, people stay. Like, there has to be a certain level of expectation of, people are probably going to start to peel off towards the end of this show. But no, man, everybody stayed. It was really awesome. And, yeah, again, thank you guys very, very much for that. It was amazing.
Awesome.
So the other thing about music is the flip side of that coin. Today, I'm starting the day, getting up at 8:30. Made sure my dog was cool, showered, changed. I've got some meetings after this. And then I have the world's largest gap in my day, and then have to get ready and drive 20 minutes outside of town to film something for 2 hours that starts filming at 11 p.m.
No. Hard pass.
And I am not done until 1 a.m. I go to sleep, and I have to be up for the Cowboys call at 8:30 the next morning, and then I have a label meeting, and then we're doing a number one party.
That's nothing should start. Look at here's the thing. America, the world, take a listen to your friend Josh. Nothing in life should start at 11 p.m. I am not 21 years old. I'm not ready to going out. I am in bed by 10:30. 11 p.m. is just...
I knew this would be your nightmare, which is why I wanted to tell
That's
you.
criminal. That is criminal. We had one show with Sam this summer.
Gosh, what has gotten into you, man?
Dude,
What's gotten into you? I take you as a big Vegas, Miami, live guy. The act doesn't come on until 1 a.m, and you got to be there. What?
Ryan, you're not performing at 1 a.m.
I mean...
I guarantee you whoever's
on
performing at 1 a.m. is not getting up at 8:30 to do a podcast.
Correct.
I will say this. I have had some games that I broadcasted for the Rays, late night with the Rays on the West Coast when we're playing Seattle. And there was a brutal game that didn't get over till 2 a.m. And I had to host the post-game show at 2 a.m. and be on at 2 a.m. That was tough.
Yeah, but then you didn't turn around and get up 7 hours later.
I mean, we did have a getaway game, but it was a 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
not a big deal.
You went to sleep in between those two things.
Yeah.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, we had Calgary
sleep is essential.
Calgary Stampede this summer. We took the stage at 10:30 p.m. We played 10:30 to midnight. And collectively, we were all just looking at each other at midnight, breaking down, going,
Why?
This ain't it.
Why? Yeah. Did everybody stay?
Oh, yeah. Everyone stayed.
That's good.
And they partied for like another 2 hours with a DJ. But
Oh, was it the outside one?
it was under the tent.
Yeah, it was the tent show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played that before.
Yes, you have. Your name is still up on the wall.
Is it really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah, that was it. That's tough. It is tough to be on with that big of a gap between life and then also the next day.
Also, sidebar to anyone listening, it's like, it sounds like you are just complaining about getting to do music for a living. No, I'm not. I'm complaining about a schedule, which is something completely different.
Happy
And
to do
also,
it.
Also, I go back to my default, which is I did HVAC in attics in the middle of the summer on houses where you obviously have to turn the HVAC off to put new HVAC units in. And
Was that
I've
warm?
dug post holes in the summer outside. I am very grateful for my job, but this
There's still some
schedule
stipulations that could
for the next
that
2
could
days
suck.
is like, man, because I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna like try to go to the gym at some point and like
Maybe
maybe
take a nap.
and like wait it out.
You have to monitor your caffeine too. You have to you can't peak too early. You can't.
No, I'm actually, this will be the first time in a long time. I'm just gonna take a huge like coffee thermos and just right before we get ready to start filming, just hammer
Yep.
coffee so that I'll be awake.
Oh, yeah, a little cafecito. Send you a little cafecito, I'll get you going.
Well, and anybody that's been around me knows, Ryan, you've been there before. I think everybody's been there before. Like at 1 a.m. is not like obscene to be awake, but to be on and at work in front of a camera for 2 hours and not forgetting lyrics and stuff at 1 a.m. is a different story entirely.
Sure is.
Is there said reason for why 11 p.m. is could you not film it in another way that makes it look like night or no?
No, not on this one. Not on this one. It's
Artificial
needed.
intelligence is a cool thing. We can figure that out next time. Yeah.
Well, and I think the reason it's so late as well is also where we're filming, and
Had to wait till after hours.
and then obviously getting things set up. I mean, lighting takes time. As much as I'm saying this, I don't know if that crew had something this morning that's working on this one, but if they are, God bless them, because they're going to be there before me and after me.
Yeah.
So yeah. It'll be really cool when it's done, but it's in the back of my mind for the entire day, just going, I have to go do that later. That is a thing that I'm going to do.
It does help when you know that it's there. You can pace yourself accordingly. It's
Yeah.
another thing if it popped up suddenly and all of a sudden you're like, wait, I have to do what?
Oh no. Yeah. But all that to say,
And then you got to be careful with the caffeine because then you hit the caffeine at the wrong time.
That's what he said already.
and he's frozen again. See, this is Ryan's going to listen to this back and be like, oh no. Oh no. Well, I guess just move on to what are you listening to? Sure. Do you have anything to add, Josh?
Announced this morning, Outskirts tour in the spring.
There you go.
Going mid-February through April. We are running it back. We are doing Brett Young and Lily Rose again as the opening acts, and we are doing arenas, which will be nice. It'll be nice to be
You'll be inside.
Inside and in a nice...
Even when it's cold, you're inside.
You're inside. I'll get to just stay in a hoodie the whole time. It'll be wonderful. You know, I'm not going to be sweating. It'll be really great. So happy to hit it again. And then we got some time off and then a couple summer things. And then we have I'm not sure if I'm supposed to announce this or not, but I'm just going to say it anyway because it's fine.
And we lost Ryan entirely. So there you go.
We're doing 3 weeks in Canada. From mid-September through October. We're not coming back. We're starting in Vancouver and ending in New Brunswick.
Oh, wow.
So we are literally just
Cross country.
across the whole place.
All right. That'll be cool.
Yeah. I think the weather should be fine because it's still early enough where it won't be freezing.
Yeah, where it's not like obscenely cold.
Correct.
Okay. Well, what are you listening to, guys? Haley, you want to start?
Sure, I'll take it back to 2007 with Jay Holiday and Suffocate.
It's going to be very different from the one that I'm about to pick, which is Rainbow by Casey Musgraves.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Great song.
Very different.
Great song, though.
Great song.
Very different than J. Cole, yes.
And another
I said
left.
Jay Holiday.
Oh, Jay Holiday. I'm sorry.
Justin Holiday plays for the 76ers.
No.
I'm also taking the left turn. Open Your Eyes by Alter Bridge.
Oh, God. We are all over the map today. All over the map.
Hey, Ryan's back.
Hey, Ryan.
What are you listening to?
What are you listening to?
I'm, driving through Polk County right now, which you ever been to Florida? It's a great little place, but it's right between Tampa and Orlando. So that's where I'm going right now. But with that, I went to my 14th John Mayer concert last week in Nashville, which was an awesome time on the solo tour. And if you have not heard his live rendition of Walt Grace's Submarine Tests, I challenge you to listen to that because John's Walt Grace's is awesome and he crushed it live. So that's what I'm listening to this week.
By the way, this is an aside for our editor, who's also my on-the-road videographer, photographer, the one, the only, Monsell Allen from Monsell Allen Productions. Monsell, can you just pick like the goofiest face that Ryan freezes on and just make that his tab this week so it's not even a video? Because it keeps freezing and cutting out so much it's not worth doing the video. That way Ryan is not distracted while he's driving. You don't have to worry about it, Ryan. We're just getting audio from you. We have one of the images we need already.
Did you literally just instruct Monsell to put a stupid picture of my face up for the entire time of the podcast?
Yes,
I did.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I'm responsible for posting that on YouTube now. So now I have to stare at my stupid face the entire time that I post it.
Yeah.
Well, we have to stare
So
at your
this
stupid
feels-
face all the time anyway.
Oh, hey.
Oh, you walked into it. I'm sorry.
Rude.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Wow,
All right.
what did I do to you?
Nothing.
Well,
Hey,
we're all red today.
while we have you back, let's go to sports.
Sports.
All right, you want to give us a little MLB update?
Yeah, the Rangers are hot.
Yes, they are.
That's your movie update.
That's how they remind me of Family Guy with the weather update. It's gonna rain.
No, literally, the Rangers are hot. The Diamondbacks are hot. And it's pretty crazy that, 400 win teams are out already. The Phillies are hot. And I actually liked, right now, if I had to bet on any team to win the World Series, it's the Philadelphia Phillies. But just how much they're clicking, pitching-wise, offense. I mean, they're dangerous.
Are we going to make picks? Should we make
We
picks?
should.
on the
I mean, we're
keep 'em?
down to the final four.
Let me type this out. MLB picks. So I have to go Rangers just by proxy of having lived in Arlington and also
Anyone but the Astros. Let's go,
if I-
know.
cheaters!
Cheers! They are. Anyone but them. I'm with Josh on that one.
well, that leaves, I guess, the Astros out in the cold. So if they win, then we're all going to look really dumb. But are you going Phillies, Rye?
Yeah, I'm going Phillies. I think this is going to be their year. Remember, they made it to the World Series last year, got beat by the Astros. So I think this year they're on a redemption tour.
I am also going to choose the Rangers to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
I like teams that get hot at the right time. This kind of reminds me of that St. Louis team however many years
David
ago.
Freese, the David Freese team?
The David Freese team. It also reminds me of the 2018 Red Sox. They just got hot right before postseason and ran through it. So I like the Rangers.
Bear?
I do want to know one thing though.
Wait. We need one
Okay.
more. Bear?
Go ahead, Bear.
If I'm going to go with anyone, I'm going to go with our friends who Ty is a big Rangers fan too. So
Wow.
I'm going to go with Rangers.
Wow. Okay.
When the person next to you, when your team is not in it, and then the people you hang around are cheering for that team, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll go with y'all.
Okay. So go ahead, Rye. What were you going to say?
Except when it's the Rays and everyone's crapping on my teams or whatever. When my team's only left, but that's okay.
Ryan, we have so many teams of yours to crap on because you have so many.
That is a fact. That's actually a fact.
All 12 of them.
It's true. That's true.
That was one of the
fame
best.
Can be bought and paid for.
That was great.
Hit the noise.
Just
That is impressive.
That actually what it was is what it sounded like. A semi truck screeching over me is what that was. What Bear just did. So thank you for that. Can we just and this is kind of the incredible thing. While the Astros, yes, are cheaters, 7 straight ALCS appearances. That's kind of similar to what the Chiefs are doing in football too. That is unheralded. Like that is incredible. To have that kind of sustained success is remarkable. So whether they cheat or not, it's pretty ridiculous.
Is it sustained if you're cheating the way to stay in there? I don't know.
And I bet they're still cheating. They just know how to not get caught.
Well, neither here nor there.
Well, maybe the Braves need to learn how to cheat better.
The city of Houston would like to think that is behind them.
They'd like to think that.
College football, you know who'd like to wishes the game was behind them is Coach Prime and whatever the heck happened with that Colorado Stanford game. Wow. I was watching it and I got through the first half and I'm like, this game's over.
Well,
I turned it off
at halftime.
I turned it off, went to bed.
I thought it was over, and then they kicked off to Stanford, and he like kicked it out of like he bobbled it out of bounds on the return. Stanford did, and I was like, just call it, just get off the field. And lo and behold, 2 overtimes later,
insanity. I mean, to me that's the unfortunately probably the highlight of the weekend. Even though you have all these teams in the top 5 that are doing so well.
Did you also see, for the record, the way that West Virginia lost to Houston? Because that game was pretty incredible, too. That was a back-and-forth game. West Virginia scores with 30 seconds left, and then Houston, they kicked the ball out of bounds. So there was a helmet penalty. A guy took his helmet off in celebration. So the ball got moved forward, and Houston on one play throws a Hail Mary and tipped ball in the end zone. Catch,
and
game over.
Broke
pretty
Brad
good.
Paisley's West Virginia heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
That game was nuts.
Sorry, Brad.
That's why I love college football. It is so random.
It is. And it's wild. You're never out of it in college football. I feel like in the NFL, sometimes you're like, okay, they're out of it. It's over. Like, I didn't quite understand. There were a couple games this weekend that we'll get to, but when you're down 2 scores and there's like less than 40 seconds left while they're still throwing the ball from their own side of the field, I'm confused when that happens.
Well, I still hate in college football how like teams could have a tied record and then it's up to a committee to be like, well, you're out. You played this one game bad. That's what I hate about college football is it's up to people.
That's going to change. There's an expanded playoff coming next year, so that will change.
But it's in the end,
still going to be a committee.
It's still always going to be up to a committee, and half the time, I question what they decide because I'm like, how
would you rather it be up to a computer? Because that's how we were doing it before. Is it? And by the way, that computer had Miami ranked #1 before their Neal debacle last week against Georgia Tech. They had Miami ranked #1.
That's interesting. I will also give a huge shout out to the Huskies for beating Oregon. I know it was at Washington, but man, what a game! What a game! That was. I
want to go to that stadium. That stadium's incredible. Like that view right there on the water. Like that's got to be one of the best stadiums in college football.
Well, quite possibly, but just the fact that, they were expected to, even though they were near Oregon in the rankings, for Oregon to just kind of come in and show their superiority and just be like, okay, we got this. And that is not what happened. It was pretty wild. Anybody else have anything from college football weekend that really stands out?
Yeah, Alabama's still lurking.
USC lost to Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. Their defense is not good enough to keep up with how good their offense is.
No, Caleb Williams looked human for the first game.
Well, there's going to be one.
Yep.
There's going to be an aberration, and when that guy looks like a normal quarterback for once and not like a human highlight machine, you expect the rest of the guys on the team to pick up the slack, and we just saw that it doesn't look like they're capable of doing that. So I love this. It goes, Texas exits bye week in control of its Big 12 destiny. This is from on3.com, which I guess is like a local, but
On3 is a national recruiting site. It's basically an
you.
offshoot of what 24/7 Sports used to be.
It's an offshoot of 24/7.
Yeah, the guy who created Yahoo Rivals and 24/7 Sports, Shannon Terry,
Yeah, I
created
know
On
Shannon.
3. Yeah.
Oh, well, now I feel
Shannon's
like
the
an idiot.
founder of On
Sorry,
3.
Shannon. Yeah. It's just basically saying they needed the loss from West Virginia to regain full autonomy. Basically, if they win out, then they're making it to the Big 12 championship. So that's cool. And they have to play Houston, who just gave them the opportunity to take the reins again. So we'll see how that goes.
Ryan, how's UCF doing in the Big 12?
Well, we didn't lose this week because we were off.
That's good.
It is pick on Ryan Day for some reason.
Yeah, it is. 0-3, and I'm stuck in traffic on I-4, which Bear can tell you how infuriating that is.
Miserable.
It's one of the worst things in the planet.
Well, isn't it? It's the most dangerous highway in the world, too.
Yeah, as I'm doing a live podcast. Thank you for reminding us of that. So, with that being said, UCF is 0-3 in the Big 12, and I hate the state of Kansas. Like, I just despise it. I actually don't think I will ever go to the state of Kansas. I'm actually going to boycott and never. I might not even fly over it.
Ryan's
if I
views
take a
on
flight, I'm going to
Kansas
make
does
sure
not
to go around
reflect on the Quad podcast.
I'm just saying, perhaps your previous conference might have been a little softer than you gave it credit for, and perhaps the Big 12
A little more difficult.
a little more difficult.
Well, they took all of our good teams and elevated them to the Big 12. However, this week, fellas, I'm feeling good. You want to know why? You want to know why I'm feeling good this week? Because on Friday, I fly to Norman, Oklahoma to witness UCF against Oklahoma and their former quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, who's leading the Sooners right now. It's going to be a revenge week, and we are going to show that man what he is missing.
I cannot wait to see him
Oklahoma.
come back next week all sad.
Yeah.
Oklahoma is a 19.5-point favorite. And
Yeah, I was gonna say.
if I were you, what I would do right now is take your 401k, take your mortgage, take your car payment.
No. Do not do this. Do not pay attention to Ryan right now. What's the number
And put
for
it on
gambling
Oklahoma
hotline?
cover.
What is it?
1-800-BETS off.
Yeah.
Take all that and put it on Oklahoma to cover.
Oh, my God.
And with that field goal, UCF cuts the lead to 28 points.
Yeah.
At least we look cool when we lose, man. We got like really cool jerseys, you know?
You do. Good swag.
Yeah. We got
Swag
By the
don't
way,
win games.
Thank you.
my favorite stat when you look up the Big 12 standings is they've got the conference overall home and away, and then streak, but they have no neutral site information in there. So Texas is 2-1 in the conference, 5-1 overall, 3-0 at home, and 2-0 away. Because it was a neutral site loss.
Neutral loss. That's weird.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Well, congratulations.
Yay.
Undefeated,
Doesn't count.
sort of.
Sort of undefeated.
You can claim undefeated because of a neutral site. I love that.
That's
Sure.
a Ryan Bass stat.
That is definitely
Texas
a
is
Ryan Bass
undefeated in league play on a field, not
Home
in
or away. Yeah.
home or away games.
All right. So
For my money, UCF only has one loss outside of the state of Kansas, so we're good.
stat. Oh my god.
It's true. How do you lose to Kansas, though, man?
sorry.
Kansas lost to Oklahoma State this weekend too.
Yeah. Kansas isn't very good at football.
Again,
Oh
they
yeah,
got good for like
they
1
were,
year.
They were good
Did
this
they?
year. What are you talking about? They were ranked in the top 25 this year.
Yeah.
So going to our league in fantasy football.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Buffalo is really trying to ruin everything of my hopes and dreams.
Yeah,
I had
Buffalo-
a solid win.
By the way,
against Josh.
We don't even need to wait to get to Buffalo. What were y'all doing trying to lose to the New York Giants? Josh Allen looked like a shadow of himself in that game.
He has not looked good the last 2 weeks, for the record.
The first half of that game, he had me like 2 points or whatever it was. It was ridiculous. I'm like, I had a win in the bag this week. Like I was good. I just need Eckler to go off for 20-something points and I'll be good.
You need him
Yeah,
for 20
thanks.
points. You're down 19 points to me right now. And I think they put Eckler on a pitch count. I think that they just, ease him back in, keep him right around like 12 points, watch you win.
just so you guys know, if you don't follow fantasy football super well, Bear is playing Josh. They both have a 50% win probability.
133.6 to 133.4 is what's projected.
If that is the actual outcome, I'm going to throw my phone.
Yeah, Bear needs 20 points from Austin Eckler, who they're playing the Dallas Cowboys, so I hope you don't get it. Nate Smith versus Jay Holt. Jeremy came to play this week, 148 points. And Nate's team put up 124, and
With
he's
no
still
quarterback.
got no quarterback. Like, what? I'm not telling him. John Stone, who I passed walking his dog on the way into the office, is playing Stacey O'Neal. Stacey is dominating. Ryan Bass just absolutely wrecked Justin Nunley, which you love to see. You love to see it.
Yes,
Good
you
job,
do.
Ryan.
Yes, you do.
Good
And
job.
will be your lone remaining undefeated team in our fantasy league. I'm coming for you, 1972 Miami Dolphins. Here we go.
Remember that was me the last couple of years.
Yeah, I just want to remind you, points for and points against. I still have 100 more in each category, Ryan, than what you have.
I want to remind you, 2 weeks from now, it's the showdown, you versus me. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's go. And I also just want to say to Moncel, we love you. We love the work that you do with the podcast. But I have 2 players left. I'm still leading you. You have 1 yet to play, and I hope I just absolutely wreck it. Because it's Kelly, who is the other running back who'll be splitting touches with Austin Eckler. And I have CD Lamb in the Dallas defense, so let's go.
I would like to point out some collusion a little bit. Have you noticed that Ryan and Haley's side of the bracket has the 3 other worst teams that never update their lineup, and they get to play them twice? Meanwhile, our side
Has all the people that care about what they
have all the people that care. I am under 500 and yet have a positive point differential. And yet I am 2 and 3 because our side, I have to play Chris twice. I have to play Justin twice. This is crap. All of the good teams are in our league, and on their side, they get to they'll both make the playoffs just based on the crap that they have to play.
Need I remind you that every year I say, can we please get people that pay attention to their lineups?
But then I guess just to get back at us, because I wanted to fill out the roster with people that would be interesting and that people would care about to watch play fantasy football if they care about that sort of thing. You then put the 3 teams that you thought wouldn't update their rosters on your side of the bracket with you and Ryan.
You are the commissioner.
Yeah, you are.
I didn't set up the brackets, though. They set themselves up.
You can move that stuff.
You can move that around. We're going to fix this next year.
That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is both Ryan and Haley are going to clean up on like 6 wins off of just garbage. Just garbage.
Ryan.
You know what? Let them be jealous. Let them be jealous, Haley. You know what? Because guess what?
There's no jealousy here, Ryan.
We're just going to run. We're going to run through the league. We're going to do what we do. You know what? We're going to put our heads down and we're going to have 110%, and we're going to keep winning ball games. All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put our head down.
Worst halftime speech from a coach ever.
We're going to take all this rat poison that's being spewed in our direction. We're going to spread it out around us, and we're going to just crush the teams in front of us. That's what we're going to. We're going to go 1-0 each week.
And you know what? Next year we are getting people that pay attention to their fantasy team, because right now it's not fair playing.
She said it.
Oh, she said it. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
It isn't fair.
I've constantly said it's not fair that we play against teams that don't pay attention to their lineup at
We,
all.
meaning her and Ryan.
You're not supposed to get. Bear, you're supposed to see collusion and spit on his face, and just you're not supposed to give in to this chatter.
I'm not giving in
This
anything,
chatter
and I'm not
is-
talking. They play the same teams.
No,
They're
not as
still
much.
in
You
the
play
league.
them twice.
Beat
You guys
the
play
teams
them
on your
twice. We only
schedule.
play them once.
Again, I did not set that
Beat the
up.
teams on
You're
your
the
schedule.
commissioner.
It's how people signed up.
Everybody chill. 763 points versus Ryan's 660. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Once I beat Haley this week, I will have almost beaten Ryan by 1 point. I'm just
You're
saying.
looking good.
I'm
looking
lurking.
good.
I'm lurking right now.
Yeah.
And then I'll have the. I'm not going to call them garbage. They're very nice people. The people that don't update their lineup, I will have a run of 3 more wins off of that and be in good shape.
Yeah.
But Eckler,
So-
I need you to not do anything. Let's go Dallas defense.
I mean, I need Eckler to be the one that's going to get him if anybody's going to get him, but I would rather no one from the Chargers get that because that is who my team plays this evening. I will be able to update everyone next week. The one good thing about this is because I do have late night work tonight,
You get to watch it.
I'll get to watch it before I start this, so hopefully I'll be in a good mood.
Riding high.
Hopefully. Oh, come on, please. Dallas Cowboys, help me out.
Me?
Three Austin Eckler fumbles. That's
Yeah.
all I'm asking.
Also, no more undefeated teams, speaking of undefeated, Rye, in the league anymore. Purdy for 30, not that game. The Jets, wow.
3-3 lurking. 3-3. They are lurking.
It is wild watching both of those teams go down to those teams. Like the 49ers
To the
Browns. And
The Jets, by the way, aren't bad. They have one of the best defenses in the league, and Breece Hall is an all-pro running back. You just don't have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
I mean, do we have the most parity we've had in a while in the league? It feels like there's only like a couple teams that are really bad.
The Bears.
Yeah, I was going to get there. I was going to let you talk about that. Go ahead.
Our backup looks way better than Justin Fields. Just keep him in.
I kind of agree with you.
Yes.
He really did.
Yes, I know he threw a pick, okay? But he was never going to come back and win them that game. One.
Well, doesn't Fields have an injury anyway? He's got a fractured thumb or something. He's going to be out for
They're not sure, but they're not sure if there's ligament damage. They're doing an MRI. One,
He
I
didn't
find it very.
panic. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Y'all go ahead and get your thoughts out so I can talk.
It's my team
I
I
was-
was trying to talk about.
I know. I was trying to make a point in your favor.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. He was 5 for 5 with 81 yards and a rushing touchdown. The very first time they put him in, he threw the ball downfield, which is something we haven't seen Justin Fields do dang near all season. And I get like Justin Fields keeps coming to the podium after games and saying the right things, but he's not doing the right things. And eventually it's like saying, I know I need to be better can only get you so far if you don't get any better. And so far, I hadn't seen him get any better. I don't want to ever wish, anybody to get hurt to give somebody else a chance at getting that spot. But he looked more of an option to get you to win some games than Justin Fields, in my opinion.
The biggest thing I saw that I see in Justin Fields all the time is he didn't panic in the pocket. They decided their plays. He took the time that he needed. He looked and he threw. Like he saw his people he needed to throw through. That last pick, the throw was short, but again, they were just trying to scurry and get a touchdown. I get that. It's the first time he's really got to play, but he did the work he needed to do for the very short amount of time that he was in the game, and he didn't panic in the pocket, and that's what I want to see. I want to see someone throw the ball. He rushed in the touchdown. That's what we need. We need someone who can think. And right now, I don't think Justin Fields thinks when he's throwing the ball.
That's kind of my read on it too. Justin Fields is at his best in a hurry up, no huddle because he's not thinking. He's just, oh, that's open. I'll throw that.
Yeah.
I think football can get very cerebral for people, and there's all these coverages and formations and whatever. And sometimes you're overthinking the whole thing. If Justin Fields was he was awesome at Ohio State. He was awesome in high school. He's a good player, but when you get into the NFL and it's
More than that.
hey, it's this, but unless it's this, and it's this unless it's this, and all these things, like you're thinking more than you are playing, and that's kind of what I feel like is separating the elite quarterbacks from the middle of the pack people. Do you want what do you want the Bears to do? Do you want them to lose the rest of the season and get Caleb Williams? Do you want?
I would love for them to start playing this backup and start getting him some. I still want to lose, but even though, let me put it this way: even if we lose, I feel like we would still mess up the draft. Like we could be given the two best options at first and second, and they'll be like, "Wait, no, but what about that guy?"
You're like. Because what they would totally do is they would get Marvin Harrison Jr., but they'd grab like a left guard with the first pick, and you're like,
We love this backup. He's great. That's going to be our guy going forward.
Yeah,
we don't
believe
need Caleb Williams.
We believe in Justin Fields. We're not going to get Caleb Williams. We're going to get you a left guard and a weapon. And it's like, jeez. And I do believe the Bears would do something like that.
So at this point, I'm still kind of up in arms until we completely clean house again, which we need to. Our play calling is still trash. Our coach is trash. Our owner's trash. It's all trash.
I would physically love to see you, Bear, up in arms. I want you to just be up in arms for the rest of the show.
Let's don't do that.
Why not? If the expression "someone is up in arms" that always makes me laugh. You know, who's up in arms? You know,
It's when you throw your arms up.
Ryan just did like this.
Please keep your hands on the wheel, sir.
10 and 2.
yes, sorry, yes, at the wheel, yes. Okay, so curious because now we have 4 teams at the top of the league that are 5-1: the Philadelphia Eagles, the Detroit Lions, the Miami Dolphins. I think those are the 3. Am I missing one?
49ers and the Chiefs are 5-1 as well.
And the Chiefs. So we got
Which we were
5
gonna
teams
get
that are
to.
5-1. Who's the best of that group?
The Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, while the offense has looked stagnant, and that's me being nice right now, that's me being incredibly nice. Unbelievably, the Chiefs have the highest point differential in any year that Mahomes has been quarterback. So our defense is holding people to the fewest amount of points they have ever held them in the Mahomes era.
Who have you played?
We have played the Broncos, the Bears, the Lions,
Lions is a good one.
the Vikings.
Not a good one.
There's one more in there I'm forgetting.
And you probably should have lost that Vikings
Jets.
game.
They should have lost the Vikings game for sure.
The Jets before they got their stuff together.
Yeah.
So you've played some bottom of the NFL totem pole currently teams.
I'm just saying, defense looks good. They're holding them to points. These are still teams that can put up points on people. These are still teams that are beating other
wrong.
teams.
I will say this because Ryan, I know you're going to default to your Dolphins, right?
I'm not necessarily going to do that actually, but go ahead.
Because
I'd
he
love to
looked
hear
like crap in the first half.
No. Here's why.
first quarter.
Yeah,
They
first
won the
quarter.
next
was,
3 quarters
was sketchy.
handedly.
I would say this with the Dolphins. Someone said something that I think is oddly sort of premonitional, if that's a word.
Sort of.
Premonition? Yeah, premonitional.
Premonitional is
I
a
think
word.
that is a word.
Yeah.
It is or oddly foreboding
There we go. That's
for
better.
you.
That's better.
He was like, that's a track team out there. They've all got speed. And they do. But you know who came up limping multiple times during that game? Both of your star wide receivers who are track stars. You know who normally has hamstring injuries? Track stars. Tyreek Hill is amazing. Waddle is amazing. Mostert has been great because he doesn't have any focus on him because they are so amazing. Tua has stayed really healthy. All of those people have injury history. You do not want to lose one of them. Because
if we lost Tyreek, our offense completely changes. Specifically him. We saw Waddle go out and the Dolphins still score 70 points on the Broncos, albeit 70 points. So Tyreek is what makes that offense go. And despite losing the league's top rusher in Achane, Mostert comes in and still gives you a touchdown and over 100 yards rushing. Like he's been exceptional. So while I think the Dolphins are one of the best teams in the league, I still think at 5-1, and this is going to be maybe a little bit of a controversial take. I think Detroit might be the best 5-1 team in the NFL this season.
wow.
And over their last 16 games, Detroit is 13-3. That is their best 16-game stretch since the 70s. There's something special brewing in the Motor City right now.
You know what
And
one of those
I
three
really
losses
like
is?
the direction.
The Cowboys.
It's true.
And one of those
True.
wins is against the Chiefs without Chris Jones or Travis Kelce.
I'm just saying the way that Dan Campbell has that offense going. I mean, their defense has been exceptional. They limited the Bucs to 6 points, and Baker's been on a run. Like they're really good. Although they beat the Panthers, they beat the Packers, they beat the Falcons, they beat the Chiefs, and then they lost to the Seahawks. I still think they are among the best in that group for sure, if not the best. But how about Thursday Night Football? Big showdown between the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, sorry, Sunday Night Football coming up this upcoming weekend.
Thursday.
Let's go, baby! Sunday Night Football.
That is going to be very telling. Actually, normally, we think Ryan's overhyping stuff at times, but in
be a good game.
This case, I think it's very important. It's an important game for both those teams because you're going to see really quick, is that Philly team able to shrug off their first loss? Can they game plan for Miami's speed? Is their defense better than we think it is? Or is Miami just sort of unstoppable unless they lose a piece somewhere down the road?
Unless they play Buffalo, technically.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Buffalo's really making me mad over here. They were my fantasy pool pick this year too. Or this week. So when I saw that, I was like, I am not about to lose my fantasy.
You're
pool
safe.
because of
You're safe.
Buffalo.
They won. You're safe.
CY Bear, who's the best of the 5-1s?
I'm still back and forth. I still believe in the Niners. And then I will go with, I like the Detroit too. I do like the way they look and how they've been coming together and how it's just been working for them. So I do like those.
The Niners are different without Debo and C-Mac. So that's a completely different offense without those two. If those two are hurt long term.
Isn't that say the same about you guys too? It's the same for every team.
For
every team is
sure.
different without their key players.
Well, but what did I say at the beginning of the year? I can't believe that the Niners are having all of the success with like 0 people getting hurt and immediately McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately.
Is obliques an interesting injury for running back, especially him.
Yeah.
How shifty he is.
Yeah. That is no joke. You ever pull your ab muscle or hurt a rib or
takes a while.
And doing any sort of twisting motion is just hyper painful. Like getting hit in it is not fun. Yeah, it's I wish everyone that's injured, by the way, a speedy recovery. I never wish to see anybody get hurt. I'm just bringing this up because it does come from a perspective of, with Diggs out, our defense completely had to transform. And, Bland has done a great job picking up and trying to cover that spot, but it's just different without Diggs on the other side. So,
and the injury last night on Buffalo where they had to take him out on the stretcher.
Yeah, Damian
Harris.
Harris.
Yeah, I know. I'm still gonna call, and I say this as a Dallas Cowboys fan, but right now, I still think it's Philly.
Yeah, beatable.
Well, they're all beatable. They all have one loss.
Kansas City shouldn't have.
Oh my God!
If we had Chris
Josh,
Jones.
you just did it. This is a must-win game. No, it's not.
Kansas City would be 6-0 if we had Chris Jones and Travis Kelce the first week.
You're just being a homer.
No, I'm not. Those are two our biggest offensive weapon and our biggest.
And San Francisco would be undefeated if C-Mac and Debo didn't go out.
Sure.
They would have won that game.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Couple things for the Chiefs. Number one, Andy Reid. I was at the game on Thursday. I saw Taylor Swift up in the stands. That was cool. The thing about the Chiefs, first off, we covered in the All Reds, which is just the most rare.
Covered
thing.
and won in the All Reds.
In the All Reds. And I was immediately, when I got to the stadium and saw their
you were
their
losing
jerseys,
it.
I was in the group chat just being like, bet the house against the Chiefs right now. Here's the thing about the Chiefs, and here's the most infuriating thing about them. They only play to win the game. They don't play to step on anyone's neck. So all the games feel a lot closer than they should be. Andy Reid does not want anything on tape that can be used against him later. So the second we were up a couple scores, it was just Pacheco handoffs, like 40 touches for the second half, which is great, but it's not going to show anything. We are just playing to get through the game because we're not going to show any of our formations or any of our other plays. We did 2 trick plays with Kadarius Toney that were absolute garbage. Kadarius Toney.
One of them worked.
No, no. Kadarius Toney threw into double coverage for McKinnon, and it was awful.
Yeah, I was saying one of them didn't get picked.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh, it worked.
Yeah,
That counts.
Yeah,
it's a win.
So they do this stuff looking ahead so they don't give away anything that they want to do. The problem is flipping that switch mid-season or whenever it matters gets really tough. It's tough to just not care and then dial in and care. Patrick looks a little off. Our receivers are kind of garbage. Rashee Rice is on pace to have more yards than Tyreek Hill did in his rookie season with the Chiefs. So that's kind of weird. That's something to keep an eye on. But I still think the AFC Championship runs through Arrowhead. I still think that we will be there at the end. I think we'll be at least in the Super Bowl at the AFC.
Waxing poetic over here on his team. Glad your team's doing well. I hope my team wins tonight.
I hope so.
All
too.
right, let's go to the hot take.
Hot take!
All right, Ryan, this one was yours. So, best school lunch. And I feel like we've done this before.
Wait, was this Ryan's or
This is mine.
Josh's?
Oh, this
I
is
think it
yours.
was Josh's.
Sorry,
This is
sorry,
mine.
sorry. I thought this was Ryan. Y'all were both the only two people talking in the chat at the time, so I misplaced where the text came from. But I feel like we did this before, but maybe that's just like that weird Mandela effect thing going on where I was like, I know this happened and it didn't. Go ahead, Josh. You
It's
have the
possible.
floor.
Thank you. Real quick, what was your high school mascots?
Panthers.
I was a Patriot.
Ryan?
I was the Lightning.
The Lightning.
Of course you were.
I was the
Dr. Crop Lightning.
The Northman. We were a lumberjack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very odd. Anyway, lunch is one of my favorite things. I know, it's super weird. We were the Northmen and the girls were the Okies. Oak Park Northmen and Okies. Very weird.
Wait. How did you have two different?
You had two mascots?
We had one. Yeah, we had two mascots. It was because the women did not want to be Northmen, so they were the Okies.
Why wouldn't you just like
choose a nondescript falcon as your? Yeah, I don't know. Very odd. Oak Park, Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Anyway, one of my favorite things in the world is lunch. Lunch is awesome. Lunch happens. If you're in the recording studio, you have your morning session, then you break for lunch. Lunch is like the highlight of the day. It's kind of what middle of the second song, it's what you're talking about. And it made me think about high school. And I loved lunch in high school. I really did. And it got me thinking about what the best lunch in high school was. And it goes by a lot of different names. You may know it as something else. We called it Taco Crunch. And that was Fritos with the scoop of meat on it with cheese.
That's called a Frito pie.
You can call it a Frito pie.
And it is trademarked by Frito-Lay.
You can call it a Frito pie. You can call it a walking taco. You can call it all sorts of things. We called it Taco Crunch. And it was on Tuesdays. And Taco Crunch Day was the best day of the week. So I'm going to go with Taco Crunch.
Ryan?
All right. So yours is the Taco Crunch, which is interesting. Now, my school lunches were quite fascinating in Aventura, Florida, or North Miami Beach, Florida, where I went to high school. Shout out to Dr. Crop and the Lightning. You had the option of going through the cafeteria line to get whatever was served in said cafeteria line, or the easier option, which was available each and every day, which was pizza. And there was nothing better than a juicy, greasy slice of cheese or pepperoni pizza. I probably had it 4 of the 5 school days for lunch. That is the supreme lunch in high school.
Was it a
bar none.
slice of pizza or was it the rectangle pizza?
All right, wait.
No. It was a slice.
Wait. I'm making a distinction right now because this is the way you started this as opposed to the way you typed it in. This needs to be the best high school lunch because we're talking about elementary school. It is that rectangle pizza, like all day. But we're talking about high school lunch, best high school lunch.
High school lunch was the slice of
from where?
Greasy cheese
where was
and
it
pepperoni
from?
pizza. That was made in school. They made it, and then they made the pies in school.
Okay.
Oh,
They were excellent.
Ours were delivered from
excellent.
Papa John's.
Yeah, you always had, like every school had like a different one. They were like, oh, we had Pizza Hut or Domino's. Huh. Bear?
So I went to 2 high schools, one in Illinois and one in Florida. And my favorite high school lunch was only in Illinois. they carried it there. And it's Bosco sticks. We had Bosco sticks day.
What?
What is a Bosco stick?
It
Is that a fish stick?
Nope. A Bosco stick is a cheese. Basically, it's a fluffy loaf of bread with cheese in it.
So a bread stick with cheese in it.
Yeah, basically. And you dipped it with marinara sauce.
Hard pass.
Huh.
Yeah, those were the best. And they even now when I go back up north, they sell Bosco sticks at the pizzeria, and that's what I get.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the top rope.
You go mystery meat, I'm going to be so mad.
No, in high school, not my freshman year, and I don't think my sophomore year, but my junior year, they started carrying in the little paper outside, foil on the inside bags, Chick-fil-A sandwiches, baby. We had Chick-fil-A sandwiches for purchase as an opportunity at lunch, and I got a Chick-fil-A sandwich as often as I possibly could, and it was fantastic. And y'all know that's the winner, so let's go. Thank you so much for listening to The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris from Ryan from Miami, Haley the Bear, and producer Josh. Y'all know it's Chick-fil-A. Y'all know what's up. Come on.
Taco Crunch.
It's Chick-fil-A.